This is your chainless foundation single crochet. That just means that this is your chain, your beginning chain, and your first row of single crochets done at the same time. It seems like it takes a little longer, but you're doing 2 steps at once. Normally you would chain whatever number chains you want for your beginning chain. Then it'll say single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and in every stitch all the way back to the beginning chain. This way you're doing your chain and your single crochets all at the same time. So here is your first slip knot, chain 2. Okay, second chain from the hook is actually back at the very first chain. You don't yarn over because we're doing single crochet. You don't yarn over. Put your hook in the first chain, then you yarn over and pull through. Yarn over. Normally on a single crochet you would pull through both loops, but this is a foundation and you're making your chain and the first single crochet at the same time. So you pull through the first loop and then you yarn over and pull through both loops. You've just made your chain 1 and your single crochet all at one time. Now, this is tricky on the single crochet. This first part is very tricky. Then you're going to take your hook and you're going to put it under the first 2 loops. See the V part of that first stitch that you made. You're going to yarn over, pull through, and like you did the first time, you're going to yarn over, pull through the first loop, then yarn over and pull through the second 2 loops. Then you've made your chain and your single crochet at the same time. Okay? Now, take your hook, you go under both loops of the stitch you just made. And sometimes you have to turn it this direction to the top of the stitch so you can see, actually this is actually the bottom of the stitch facing you. This is actually your chain. This is your beginning chain. You're making it at the same time. So, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, yarn over, pull through both loops. Okay? Then without yarning over, because this is a single crochet, you take your hook and put it under the V of the stitch you just made, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first, and yarn over, pull through the remaining. And what you're doing is, now keep your stitches fairly loose when doing this, okay? Don't get them too tight. You're making single, see there's 1, 2, 3 single crochets right here. This is your beginning chain. This is the top of your stitch. You're doing your beginning chain and your stitches at the same time. We'll do this one more time and then I'll show you the double crochet. See right here, put that through this stitch here and both parts of the stitch. You have to put it under both or you're going to mess yourself up. Pull your yarn through, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And this is the way you make your entire thing. If it says foundation single crochet 50 stitches, or foundation single crochet 50, you will do 50. And you'll just do it until you can count 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll just count your 50 stitches. Okay? It's hard to keep count as you go doing it this way. You need to just do it and then count. I will tell you one thing. It took me a while to figure out. When you do, if you prefer just to chain and then go back along and do your first row of stitches, you're going to have to chain 2 more. If you have a pattern that says foundation single crochet 50, if you want to just chain and then do single crochets and not do the foundation single crochet, say it's giving you trouble, you want to just do it the regular way, you would actually chain 52. You have to do 2 more stitches on a regular chain because you will single crochet the second chain from the hook, so you have to add 2 stitches to a foundation single crochet to make it the same length. I hope that makes sense. Well, let's go back and let's do foundation half double crochet. Let's just do the half double, okay? Okay. All right. Now, let's chain 1, 2. Now, some people chain 2, some people chain 3. You can chain 2 or 3, and you know it varies depending on who's telling you what. I'm gonna chain 3 here. Makes it a little easier to see, actually. Now we're going to do foundation half double crochet. So because it's a half double, you will yarn over like you do with a half double. You're going to go into this stitch here, pull your loop up, yarn over, pull through the first loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, just like that's your half double. The first loop you pull through makes your chain. I got it too tight here. This is a lesson. You really need to keep it loose. I was trying to tell you the instructions and I'm doing it a little bit tight. You need to keep it fairly loose until you get used to doing this, okay? Okay, let's just try that again. 1, 2, let's just do 3. It's just easier to get down there, okay? Go back into the first stitch. Oops, sorry. Yarn over. It's slipping around. I'm getting a little slippery here. And also, the bench I'm sitting on is actually a bar stool and it's twisting. Okay, go into your first stitch, yarn over, pull through that first stitch. Remember, we're doing half doubles. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure what I just did. I want to make sure I do this right because now every time I do one of these, I have to think. And you may find yourself having to do the same exact thing. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's just, now we have to yarn over with a half double. Go through the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first loop only to make your chain. Yarn over, pull through all 3 to make your half double stitch, okay? There, that's better. Sorry about that. It can be slippery. If I'm doing it slow, when you do it slower, it seems like it's harder to do if you don't just hurry and do it by muscle memory. Okay, now, this first stitch that you made, which is usually your thumbnail will be right there. At least mine is. Put under that stitch and under both sides of that stitch. So you will actually put it under both sides of that stitch, both posts of that stitch right there. Okay. Yarn over, pull through here. Oops, I didn't yarn over. Got to yarn over first. This is a half double, so you'll have to yarn over. Under those 2 posts, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first loop to make the chain, the beginning chain, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops to make the half double. Let's do that again. Yarn over, go under both posts of that previous stitch right there. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first loop to make the chain, the beginning chain, yarn over, pull through all 3 stitches. And you're making a row of half double crochets. It's going to be a little squinched up at the end here until you continue your stitches. So let's do it again. Yarn over, and usually your finger holding onto it's right here at the stitch you need to go under. So go under this and that. So you're under both posts of that previous stitch. Yarn over, pull your yarn through. Yarn over, pull through the first stitch to make your chain. Yarn over, pull through all 3 stitches to make your actual half double stitch. And you're making half double crochets and chains and beginning chain at the same time. Let's do the double crochet, okay? This particular thing took me so long to learn to do. It did. And I've noticed people do it differently. Not the main stitch part, but the beginning, how many chains you chain, okay? I'm gonna do 3 here for this one as well, okay? I'm gonna chain 3 for this foundation double crochet. Yarn over just like you're doing a double. Go into the first stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first to make the chain, yarn over, pull through the first 2, just like you're making your any double crochet. Yarn over, pull through the last 2. Okay, let's try that again. Yarn over. Now let's see if you can see this. Now sometimes it's hard to get the yarn out of the way so you can see your post here. It can be a little awkward. You need to go under this post, but you need to go under the back post of it as well. You need to make sure you're going under both posts of that previous stitch, and sometimes it's a little hinky there. Okay, if you don't feel like you're doing it right, pull the entire stitch back out. Watch this. Just pull the entire stitch back out. Just start over. It doesn't hurt to do that. Okay, I've often been doing this. Oops, let me get back on the. Oops, I've often been doing this, and now I guess they say, and then just pull the last stitch out because it just didn't look right. Okay. This is foundation double crochet. So yarn over, go into the first stitch, yarn over, pull your yarn through, yarn over, pull through the first loop to make your foundation chain, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2, just like any double crochet. So this is a stitch you need to go under. So we're going to, and sometimes it will be hard to see, and it's going to take you some practice. Okay, you want to go under this post of this stitch, but you also want to go under the second post of that stitch. Okay, yarn over, pull through there, yarn over, pull through the first to make the chain, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. Okay, we're going to do that again. Yarn over, go under the 2 loops, the 2 posts of the previous stitch, yarn over, pull through here, yarn over, pull through the first one to make your foundation chain, yarn over to pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And you're making a row. You've chained and made double crochets all at the same time. And when you just count, I can't keep count along the way when I do this. I just have to go to a certain point, count up, and I might put a stitch marker, say, I might put a stitch marker like this. I might count to 50. If I'm doing like 100 or 150, I might put this in number 50 and know that's in number 50, and then I can start over at number 1. And I don't lose my count. If I do lose my count, I don't have to go back to square one. You know what I mean? So, yarn over. Okay, this stitch right here, this long stitch right there, is where we're supposed to be going, under both posts. Sometimes it's easy to catch it. Sometimes you can't figure it out, and it's just easy to pull out that last stitch and just start it over again. Yarn over, pull through your yarn through, and take yarn over. Oh, here, tongue tied again. Yarn over, pull through the first loop to make your foundation chain. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. And just like every other double, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. And you can do this all the way through. Just remember, if you don't like doing it this way, there's no harm in changing the pattern to do just the regular chaining foundation, just regular chain, and then going back down the chain with your half doubles, singles, doubles, whatever they tell you to do. This seems like it takes longer because you have to go a little slower. However, remember, you're doing 2 rows at once. You're doing the foundation chain and the first row at the same time. Now, this will not work if you have a pattern that says single in the first 3, skip 2. If you have to skip, it does not work. This only works if you are doing the same stitch all the way back down the foundation chain, the beginning foundation chain that you've made. That's the only way it works. So I've been using this foundation single crochet, foundation double crochet, foundation half double crochet in a lot of patterns, and some patterns call for that. And if you don't like that, just if it says foundation half double crochet 50, all you do is, if you don't want to use that, you just chain 52 and half double crochet in the second, chain it from the hook or whatever. I hope this is clear and hope that helps you. It's just another skill to learn, and I think it's a helpful thing to know, and I think it's great. So I want to show you one thing before I go. I found this. I found this little baby dress that I made years ago. It's cute as a button. Look at this. Isn't this adorable? This is baby yarn. I don't remember the brand, and I look for my pattern. I don't remember the pattern. It's got a little smock type dress. This is so easy to make. If you have friends, your children having babies, you know, this is super cute and really fast to make. Isn't this adorable? This is a shell stitch right here. This is just so adorable. I've had this in a tub for the longest time, and I never got to give it to anybody. But you can do so much with crochet. But you know, just make sure when you pick a yarn, don't pick just any yarn. I really think it's best to use a super soft premium acrylic, or better yet, a cotton or cotton blend. And this is this is just a decorative button, a large decorative button. I mean, actually, it does unbutton. See this? It actually does unbutton, just through one of these loops here. You don't have to put a button on it, obviously, but yeah, you can do so much with crochet that doesn't involve huge Afghans or making, you know, scarves and hats and stuff, because we're going into spring. Isn't this beautiful? I think this is adorable. I just wish I had somebody to give it to. Anyway, I hope this makes sense about the foundation chainless. And it's not really chainless, it's just that you are creating the chain on the bottom. At the same time, you're creating the first row of stitches. Just remember, you can only do that if it's the first row of stitches is all one stitch, no skipping, no patterns. You know what I mean? So, hope this is clear. Let me know. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.